The birds are singing. The squids are dancing and socializing. Everything is totally peaceful. Even Pearl Marine are doing their own thing in there. Whatever it is they're doing. Their little off-the-hook nonsense. Heck, even I am pretty more peppy than usual today. And I'm sure you guys can know why. Yep. I've recently broke the 250 subscriber milestone. I'm a little happy about this. What reason is there to not celebrate the milestone breaking of this? Well, for this occasion, I asked you guys several questions. To give me some questions for a Q&A. And boy, did I get quite a few responses from you guys. I'm going to be responding to questions from each and every one of you. While along the way, I'll be showing you some of my highlights. Let's get these questions underway. This first question was asked by Suprtendo. When did I discover Nintendo? Also, congrats on the 250 earn it. Well, thank you for the congrats first off, buddy. I first heard of Nintendo's properties when I was like a little kid. Back when I first played Mario Pokémon consistently. I didn't know about the company themselves until the era of the GameCube, which was, I believe, the early 2000s. And I first heard of this when my brother got his GameCube for Christmas one year with Melee and Luigi's Mansion. I forget the year, but it was when he got it. And that was when I first heard of and discovered Nintendo. And to find out they were both the owners of Mario and Pokemon. Oh my gosh, the more amazing. This next question was asked by Bowser Cooper. Why did I start my YouTube career? I believe I was asked this in my last Q&A. It's been over a year, so I don't know if I was asked this or not. I first created this channel almost a decade ago, as a matter of fact, to watch some of my other YouTubers such as Chaka Conway and Teal Game Masters. I love both of their content to this day. But I didn't find myself doing content of my own until about a year and a half ago, which has carried me all the way to this day. I started doing gaming content to bring a smile on other people's faces while doing the thing I like the best. Ace Tech next asks me, what is my favorite weapon brand in Splatoon 2 thus far? I gotta say, this is one of the most interesting questions out of this entire batch. As of doing this Q&A video, the last weapon to be added was the first Bamboozler, so my options are pretty limited as of this time. But as of what we have at this point, I personally like Tenta Tech and Emperi products at this point, mostly because the Tenta Tech Splatter Shot and the Tenta Brawler weapons are some of my favorite choices for the Tenta brand, while I also use the Emperi Splat Dualies in my off time. This will be much easier to answer as we have more weapons available to us. This next question was asked by Klaws on Discord. What are my thoughts on the Splatoon 2 single player? Now, I believe I already answered this in the final part of the Splatoon 2 single player Let's Play. I'll have to double check the last couple of videos and then put that in the description if I do find that answer. But if I don't, I might as well say it here. I overall got a good enjoy at the campaign. The plot was more interesting than it was in the first game, and I found it a little harder. Yet, the game's gimmick to the hero suit made it pretty much impossible to get killed off in most situations. Where it was like, oh, you get hit, your shield breaks, and you bounce so far backwards, and just sit still for like 10 seconds and you get your health back. I found it a little easy to go through that challenge, the game, without losing any lives because of that difficulty. And I also like that you got to learn every single weapon class as opposed to just a shooter class in the single player for the first Splatoon. This question was asked by Julie. Do I plan on getting Pokkén Tournament Deluxe or Mario Odyssey? Well, Pokkén Tournament Deluxe is already released as at the time of this video, but I don't have any intention to pick up this game anytime soon. I did play the Wii U version of the game, but it did not keep me interested for that long of a time. And the addition of a few characters, including the Sigilai, is just not going to be enough to win me over this time. As Mario Odyssey, as amazing of a game it is, I would like to play this game. I just don't see me doing it at launch. And considering Nintendo's recent banning issue on the Nintendo Creators Program members for streaming their upcoming products, Nintendo did come out on this and say that they're not going to be wanting people streaming games such as Mario Odyssey, which is, I believe, the first game to be hit by this new thing they're doing. So, I want to get this game. I just don't see me doing it right away, and I probably won't be doing it on my YouTube time, so I don't get striked and killed off. Next question was asked by one of my loyal followers, Xanman127. What is my favorite TV show? I've watched a lot of television as a kid before I got into gaming. I still watch cell television today, just not as much as I used to. Two of my favorite shows are Regular Show and The Walking Dead. Both of them have a pretty interesting plotline, and the latter is based off of a comic book with the same name. The first of the two shows recently had its series finale back in January, while the other one is ongoing into its 8th season in a couple of weeks, as of this recording session. And some of them and they both have the scariest and darkest villains yet to be shown on television. Yes, I'm talking about you, Negan. The main plot of Regular Show revolves around park workers Mordecai and Rigby as they struggle through their daily jobs. It makes interesting turns as the show progresses, and definitely by the time they get to the final season, where I'm not going to spoil anything, go into a very climatic battle for the fate of the universe. The other show, on the other hand, The Walking Dead, is a group of survivors on how they survive a zombie apocalypse with the threat of other human survivors, with villains such as the Governor and even Negan. It does get very interesting, and it does kind of become soap opera-ish, but I still get my joys from the show. And I am very interested to see where it's going to go, considering where the comic book path is following. Next question was asked by Rye Guy. What is my favorite Nintendo 3DS game? I have quite a library to the Nintendo 3DS, and some of them stand out way more than others. Some of my favorite games in there have to be Luigi's Mansion Dark Room and Fire Emblem Awakening, and Smash Bros. For the Nintendo 3DS, and even Pokemon Sun and Moon. But those are not my top favorites, surprisingly. I say my number one favorite has to be Kid Icarus Uprising. I am not going to spoil anything on this game, even if the game's over 5 years old. But I love the dialogue, the plot, and the characters that appear throughout the game. And it has numerous arcs to keep the story moving. These next two questions were asked in conjunction by Hilcao. I'll do them both at the same time. It's just that they may be different questions, but they have similar concepts. What is my favorite track in Mario Kart history? Not including the battle mode. Now, he wasn't very clear when he asked me this initially, so I'm going to go with the assumption of just Mario Kart 8, because at the time I was doing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe a lot, and Mario Kart history with all of them put together. If this were going to be by just Mario Kart 8, my favorite racetrack would have to be Big Blue. It felt like a Rainbow Road without actually being on a Rainbow Road. I personally thought that the Rainbow Road added in Mario Kart 8 was a little lacking in some elements compared to past Rainbow Roads. I still like the Rainbow Road 64 inclusion in Mario Kart 8. I just think that Big Blue does a much better job of being like a final destination type of race. And if we're referring to every single racetrack in the entire franchise, very tough choice. I got several favorites. It's got to be between Wario Coliseum and Maple Treeway from Mario Kart Double Dash and Mario Kart Wii. I would like to see one or both of these come back in the next Mario Kart game. Please make it happen, Nintendo. Now, the other question Hilcao asked me was my least favorite. And once again, if we're going by just Mario Kart 8, it would have to be Toad Arbor. I personally don't like it all. I personally don't have a hatred for any of the maps. It's just maps like Toad Harbor I kept on getting quite a bit in my early days at the YouTube. Even before I even started my YouTube career, I kept on getting Toad Harbor over and over and over and over in online races, which made me lose interest in the map. Another one would be Thwomp Ruins. I personally didn't think there was too special about it. And if we're going to be looking at every single Mario Kart track, a lot of them had very interesting gimmicks, but one that I didn't really think to have anything was, but it's between Toad Circuit and Figure 8 Circuit from Mario Kart DS and Mario Kart 7. I didn't find anything too memorable about those tracks other than it's a beginner type of race. We have many other interesting maps like Cheeseland, River Road, and Sky Garden, and Mario Kart Game Boy Color. Next question was asked by Inkling Life. What was my favorite meme? I've become acquainted with several memes, and a good chunk of them were some from the recent years. I didn't grow up really attached to them until some of the recent years. Some of my favorite ones would have to be like, some of you may remember this, but back in the days of Nintendo, Hank always came up with some of the funniest lines like "Rusted Spaghetti, never forgetty," and like one of my older friends would always say, "Do not worry, you know who you are if you're watching this." And there's always of course, "Stay fresh." So it's really hard to say which one is my top favorite. But if I were to pick one of them, I would have to say the Rusted Spaghetti, because I still keep on saying it whenever something does go wrong with, and I always respond with a rip. Holy mammoth! Holy mammoth! Manny! Ellie! Peaches, is that the thing's name? What the? Dude, I loved your movies. Why do you do this to me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
and by I mean the player. And Zap.
Fling zap roller.
Fling Zap Roller?
Fling Zap!
Might as well make it a hybrid.
It looks like the NZAP and the Flinksa had a baby.
Oh my god, that Fling Zap, that would be weird.
Oh,
That would be weird.
The bridges.
that's funny.
So a Fling Zap would be a heavy, who died?
Our e-bridges.
Oh my god, you freaking...
You didn't. You didn't. You didn't. You didn't. You didn't.
We keep the badge and the money.
You. Wow.
And we got that information for free.
Wow, you. We could have sold the 250 and just win.
This question was asked by OctoJ. What are my thoughts on the NES Mini? I find it as interesting device to help today's younger generation to learn what old-time gamers such as myself went through in the 80s and 90s. Even though I was not alive in the 80s, I still got a good thrill of 80s games like Duck Hunt and the original Mario Brothers and even Dr. Mario, thanks to my parents. But I don't think I plan on owning this system because of 1, the limited availability, and 2, I already have access to a good chunk of these games on my ancient consoles that I still hold on to today. Next question was asked by Kyle. Do I plan on doing giveaways on my channel? As of right now, I don't have any giveaways on my channel. I may have some coming up in the near future, but as of this point, I don't have any immediate plans, so sorry Kyle, I just don't have the time or the money to be giving things away to people. Next question was asked by Esteban. Will I ever play the new Kirby game? Both of the upcoming Kirby games look very interesting. Now, when I got this question, I had no idea what the names of these upcoming Kirby games are. But thanks to the Direct last month, we know that we got Kirby Battle Royale and Kirby Star Allies. Both of them are very interesting games. And they have pretty interesting concepts, to my opinion. I just don't think I'll be picking them up. I would like to play them one day. And the first thing that comes to mind whenever people bring up Kirby Star Allies is the Super Buff King DDD. Okay, these next batch questions are going to be asked by one of my first online friends, Squidsicle. The first one is, what is my favorite gaming system not made by Nintendo? You always ask me some of the best questions, and I know some of you know I'm not just a big Nintendo fan, but I also love Sony games, hence my Pac-Man series, and my plans to eventually do like Kingdom Hearts. And I don't have a PS4 as of yet. I would definitely said that, but I definitely intend to get one in the coming months to years with the inevitable launch of the upcoming Kingdom Hearts 3. So I'll have to go for the next big thing on my list, which I do own, which would be the PlayStation 3, where I play Little Big Planet and Kingdom Hearts, and Ratchet & Clank and a couple other things. Nate, my favorite video game of all time, also asked by Squidsicle. I believe I was asked this by Big M, but I will gladly answer this again. My favorite video game of all time is Kingdom Hearts not Chain of Memories, Birth by Sleep. I just found it a pretty interesting storyline and a pretty nice concept, and as a prologue to the entire series, it helped me understand where some of the things began. Kingdom Hearts 2 makes a very, very close second place. It made so many drastic improvements to the first game, and it just kept my interest. I still play them both to this day. But interestingly, both of these games get their final mix form in a 2.5 remake. So I should say Kingdom Hearts 2.5 is my favorite game since it contains the definitive versions of both of those Kingdom Hearts games. Next question by Squidsicle. Have I ever been to an arcade? In the past, I was, like once or twice. Not many games exist in an arcade machine anymore, but if you see me in an arcade, chances are you'll be looking at me playing a Pac-Man machine. I am one of the best Pac-Man players in my era. You can thank me for being a child of one of the best Pac-Man players in the entire East Coast. This question by Splitskull. How did I discover Splatoon? You know, you come up with a very interesting question. Like almost everybody, I first heard of this at Nintendo's E3 2014 show. It was a pretty nice concept, but they didn't really show many details on the game at the time. But I then got quite excited as the months went by. I did not fully get interested until I tried out the test fire demo in May the following year. I was like, I'll pick this game up, see how it goes. I fell in love with the test fire ever since, and I'm like, holy carp, this game is so amazing. And then I went onto it on and off. The continuous updates kept me coming back. But boy, come the Naughty vs. Nice Splatfest, when I found Nintendo, that changed everything for me. I will not regret that Splatfest, even if I was on the losing team. And my matches were terrible. Did I expect my YouTube channel to grow this big? With the 250 plus subscribers I have right now, I am going to be legit honest. I did not think I was going to even get this far at all, let alone this fast. I know 18 months seems like a long time for some people, and people have gotten to where I was in a couple days. But for me to get here in 18 months is pretty amazing. And I don't know how many more followers I'll be getting in the future. I'm just going to keep on doing what I love best. Doing Let's Plays and streams. As much as I can help out keeping you guys entertained. You guys are like a second family to me, and I enjoy each and every one of you coming here. This question, asked by Fiery Ruby. If you had the power to create any map in the Splatoon universe, where would the map take place and what gimmicks would it have? A rough diagram would be nice, if possible. Ruby always comes up with the toughest questions for me to answer, so thought-provoking. I don't know how to easily explain this, but I will show a map diagram of what I think could be this map while I talk about it kind of briefly. This map, I believe, could take place in like a construction yard-like area with a couple floors to it, because I don't think we've seen anything of the story aside of like Era 1 Mall, but something that's a little more in construction. We have like tools running around, that sort of thing, like the jellyfish building a building or something. What would the gimmick be? I would say I would like to see a stage, possibly like, even if this were to make it into the final game, I'd be amazed if it did. Incorporate the switches from the single player campaign, where if you make it enough, stuff will happen, like the platforms will change direction, or even trapdoors will open and floors will disappear, causing Inklings to fall downstairs, while the downstairs would have bounce pads to give a little height momentum. Or even to possibly, if jump high enough, get back upstairs. Both floors would have inkable turf, and then you could easily see some of the callouts have put, like Rainmaker Pedestal, Tower, Path, Rainmaker Start, Checkpoint 1, Checkpoint 2, Switch A, B, C, and so on, Bounce Pad, Spawn Point, that sort of thing. And what could I call this map? I had to think of something pretty creative, but in the end I came up with the term Oyster Assembly. Next question, asked by Kieran. If I could compose any song for Splatoon 2, what vibe should I get off? You came pretty close to asking me the most difficult question of this entire Q&A session, but you get honors for second place. If I were to compose a new song for Splatoon 2, I would give it a motivational vibe, similar to how the final boss theme would be for the spicy I cannot pronounce that name right. The phase where it's the Calamari singing where you're using a Rainmaker. That'll probably help you understand what I'm trying to say. As well as the last minute phase for a turf game, the Splatfest version I'm referring to in particular, but a somewhat lighter tone of it. I would like to see, if I could create a song, I would use something combining the momentum and the tone of both of these songs put together. Probably play it as like a DJ Octavio's like pushing me backwards, and I'm falling pretty far back, but if I give up now, it's gonna be the end of the world as I know it. I would like to see something like that for Splatoon 3.
Ooh, dark.
You think you can take me and Gonzalez? Ha!
Foolish
Damn.
mortals, I will drag you through the gate to the netherworld. Oh, 12 damage.
12?
That was beautiful. Oh, what the crap? No!
You had the roulette.
Why? That sucks.
You're nervous.
The set is unknown.
Yeah.
What? The Grizzco Blaster?
Sub has it.
Yeah, some has it.
We're low
Some
tide.
has it.
Sub has it.
I got the
Just
sweat checker.
hold it down, just hold it
Just
down.
hold it down.
Just hold it down. Hold it down. Hold it down.
Prepare to meet your mother.
Sub, you
What?
sounded evil for a couple of seconds.
What?
Bronze. I think we got the gold already.
No, coal. Not
Oh.
gold. Coal.
Coal?
Coal. Yes.
C-O-A-L? C-O-A-L?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
it's where it's like all black or something?
Yes. Am I lagging or no?
It sounded like you were saying...
Gold,
It sounded like you were
Gold.
saying gold to me.
coal, and gold.
I was saying, and then like... I'm
Okay.
thinking back to the Pokemon game names. Even though this was before Diamond and Pearl, like... If we got Diamond, one should be Pearl. And then I'll obviously be referencing Splatoon, and then I'll obviously be referencing Pearl Marine from Splatoon 2 if that's the case.
It's so many. If there's a diamond, there has to be a pearl. If there's a pearl, there has to be a marina. If there's a marina, there has to be a fish. So that means Tyrannosaurus is a fish confirmed. That's why it's a fish confirmed. There's a blooper for you. There's an outtake actually.
Last question was asked by one of my mods and partners, Jorian. How's my life of YouTube and Discord, pretty much my online life, changed from the day it started to now? Well, fun fact for a lot of you guys, I started both my Discord and my YouTube channel on the exact same day. When I replayed the day #1 for Smash Brothers, March 13th, 2016, I made my Discord account. Because I was tempted to by a few people in Hank's stream that day. And a lot has happened in that short of a time. I met a lot of people. I've made new friends. Formed rivalries with others. Became a smarter person. Brought lives together. Became competitive. And even got to form relationships. Some of them pretty strong ones. Like I said in Squid's question, each and every one of these 250 subscribers and my followers, I love each and every one of you all like I would have like my second family. We all make this community, and we could go to bigger and better places as we continue to grow bigger. I will continue making content for you all to enjoy, and using social media such as Discord, Twitter, and even Twitch. We will all make friendships that will last many, many years to come. Perhaps even a lifetime. Well, that pretty much concludes all the questions of this Q&A session. I want to thank everyone who sent me a question. It was a lot of fun thinking about this, and I apologize this came out way later than originally planned. A lot has happened to push this out way later than expected. I cannot thank you all enough for supporting me from the beginning, and whenever you started supporting me, to even today. We will continue to become bigger, brighter, and smarter people over the years. We can all get there together. Now I want to reveal something else to you guys. About a month ago, I asked you guys in a poll, what should my first Let's Stream be? Now, most of you already know by now that the winner of that poll was The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker HD. Now, I want to tell you that I intend to start this stream series sometime in November. I don't know the exact date yet, but look forward to that on my Twitch channel in the weeks throughout the month of November into the early spring of next year. I'll be doing other Let's Streams in the future, depending upon how people respond to my Let's Stream of Zelda Wind Waker. I'll still leave my multiplayer stuff for YouTube gaming. That's pretty much all the announcements you have from me. So, thank you all for coming to this video and watching me answer your questions. If you still want to ask me something else, I might do another Q&A in the future. I've done my last one about this time last year, so who knows, maybe about this time next year you can expect another Q&A. When I reach another subscriber milestone, only time will tell. This is Subspace, and I will catch you guys in the next video I do. Peace out and stay fresh, you guys.